All right, so here's a here's a memory. Somebody tell a story, and then it'll remind you of something, and you'll tell a story, and then remind somebody else of something, and they'll tell their story. So a guy was telling a story a little while ago, and made me think of this story. Years ago, probably 1990, 91, 92, something like that. I got a bunch of tickets to the Indiana Repertory Theater, downtown Indianapolis. Big fancy schmancy place. Well, if you know me at all, you know I'm not a fancy schmancy kind of guy. So, had all these tickets, and I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go by myself, and nobody else wanted to go. So, I was living with my sister Sharon and all her kids, like 4 kids, and I can't remember who all went, but I took like 4 or 5 kids to the Indiana Repertory Theater downtown to see this big play. And everybody shows up in their evening gowns and their tuxedos and their smoking jackets and all these fancy people and all this stuff. And I showed up with all these kids. Now we were all dressed nice. The kids were all wearing, like their Sunday best, and I was wearing a nice shirt, a nice pair of shoes, but I was wearing blue jeans and a leather jacket. Now there was a brand new pair of blue jeans, and it was a pretty nice black leather jacket, but so showed up looking like Benny the Biker, and I got all these kids with me. Well, during the show, they have intermission. So during intermission, everybody goes into this room and they order their martinis and their fancy drinks and all that stuff. So I took all the kids in there, and I got everybody a 7-Up or a Fresca or some kind of soda, and we all just kind of hung out and just drank our little drinks with our pinkies up in the air. And man, you should have seen all those people. They were just so appalled that we were there. Looking like a bunch of, I don't know, we didn't look too bad, but you could definitely tell we did not belong in that crowd. But nobody said a word. We got some pretty awful, dirty looks, but man, I guarantee them kids will never forget that in all their days. My parents died when I was fairly young, and so I ended up living with my sister Sharon and all her kids. So I kind of helped raise them kids, and everybody knew Uncle Sid. And I loaded up all them kids in my old truck. I had a Bronco, a 75 Ford Bronco, and big mutter tires on it and everything. And we went downtown and saw this play, and it was Speed the Plow. There was only like 3 people in the play, and supposedly that was the play that Madonna got her start in show business, was in this play. And but all the girls had their long dresses on and their little Easter shoes, and and everybody looked great. And man, we had a hell of a time. And it was a perfect evening. Everybody had a blast. We didn't offend anybody, I don't think, and nobody said nothing to us out of line. And but we had great seats. Had a great time. It was free. I know I'll never forget it. So yeah, that might have been a boring story, but it was a whole lot better in my head, and it was really a whole lot better live. We had a great time. So yeah, that's about all I got to say today. It's 2:26, almost 2:30. I'll be here till 4:30, and it's a beautiful sunshiny day. And when I get home, I might take my wife and my little dog out for a car ride. So if you got anybody that you love, tell them you love them. If somebody you miss, just think about them, but don't only think about the good things, all the happy times. So Godspeed, everybody. Keep your powder dry. Don't take no wooden nickels. My old man always said that. Don't take no wooden nickels. But Godspeed. Love y'all. See ya.